For this example, we want to identify some features of the graph of a cosine function and use this to help us sketch the graph. So we have the function y equals 4 cosine of 3x minus 2. We want to figure out the amplitude and period, the max and min values, and use this to sketch out the graph. So the amplitude is determined by this coefficient in front of the cosine function here. So the amplitude here will be 4. And the period is determined by the scaling in front of the x inside the cosine. So instead of 3x inside the cosine, it means the period is going to be 3 times as fast as what it is normally. So the period for this is going to be 2 pi over 3 because the period for cosine is just 2 pi. Now the maximum value is achieved when the cosine function equals 1. So the maximum value will be 4 minus that 2 for the shift, or 2. And the minimum value happens when the cosine is negative 1, so that's minus 4 minus 2 is negative 6. So now we can try to sketch the graph. Now we know that at 0, cosine is at 1, so it's at its top peak. So it should be at 2 here at 0. And it should drop down to minus 6 if I shift pi over 3 to either side. And the graph continues to oscillate up and down from there. And based on the period, we know that this point here will be at 2 pi over 3, because that's the first period, and here is negative 2 pi over 3. And these vertex points here are going to be at pi over 3. This height here is at 2. And this valley here is at minus 6. So that's the idea of how you can use the main features, amplitude, period, and maximum values of a cosine function to be able to sketch its graph and get into what that function looks like over a wide range of input values.